Hey everybody, what's going on? Having Mike muted. This is Al Qualls, host of Guys Talking Sports. I just want to say hello to everybody out there. I'm sorry it took so long for me to get another one in, but it's a lot of personal things that's been going on in my life. But we're gonna get started. I'm gonna have a guest coming in, and eventually, when he's available to talk. So we're just going to dive right into it. I'm going to keep it real short and quick to talk about everything that's going on in the world of sports today. Today we're going to talk about the NBA. I'll talk about the other sports, the NFL. I am currently watching the Jets and the Colts game, but I'll get into that as I see it in its entirety tomorrow. I'm gonna have another hangout for that to talk about the NFL. But for right now, I'm just gonna talk real quick about the NBA and what's been going on right now in the world of the NBA today. So let's just get started. First thing I want to start off with saying congratulations to Becky Hammon, who became the first female assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs. I think this is a major step in the NBA of going in the right direction, and bringing someone like Becky Hammon to the staff is really a good thing. Shows the class of the San Antonio Spurs as always, and what they deal with as far as the philosophy of having teamwork and family-oriented staff. Becky Hammon, I believe, is a great fit, and hopefully she's the start of many more female coaches out there to come in the NBA, in the actual NBA. Real quick, I want to talk about the Knicks making a quick trade. They land AC and Outlaw in a trade with Sacramento, and they give away Tyler, and I believe it was another draft pick. I think this was a good trade for both teams, actually. Really didn't know. To be honest, let me take that back. I think it was a good trade for Sacramento for the simple fact is that what they have as a raw prospect in Tyler. I don't know exactly how that's going to come about in the future, but they do have raw talent in Tyler, and they also get a shooter back in Ray Ellington, which I think is a good fit. As far as the Knicks is concerned, I think it's more us saving money down the road. I really didn't see the outcome. I think they believe more so in Cole Aldrich's ability more so now than ever if they're willing to make a trade like this. And we'll see down the road how this pairs up in the future. Also, Miller and Jones are agreed to go with the Cavs. Tim Hardaway is now the assistant coach of the Detroit Pistons, which is very interesting to say the least. I think he would make a great assistant coach to work on with the point guards, mainly Brandon Jennings and the other point guards that are there at the team as well. So I think it's a great fit. He could be a mentor to Brandon Jennings. I really think that would be a good fit. He's a good fit for assistant coach overall because he has the pedigree to help point guards as a whole. So I really feel as though that's a great fit for them. Also, I want to talk about really the big story of today was the fact that the Cavs and the T-Wolves agreed in principle to get Kevin Love, to bring Kevin Love over to the Cleveland Cavaliers. All I could say about this is that it's really just, I believe that the other teams right now are, whatever philosophy it is, they feel as though that having three mega superstars will put them over the elite. And with the Cleveland Cavaliers, of course, yes, that may be true, but I really believe that it's just really the same dance, different partners. I guess they saw how well it worked in Miami, figured so they could do the same in Cleveland. It does put Cleveland on top of the Eastern Conference. I don't really consider them the number one. I still think Chicago is really the number one team with all the deals that they've done over the summer. So, but it would be interesting to see how Cleveland as a team would gel together. But it does bring up an interesting question in regards to the two things that you would have to worry about. And to be honest, I really think that the rankings of how they have it, I really think that you take Miami, you slide them down. Actually, what you're really doing, you take Miami, you slide them down where they was last year. You put Cleveland in its place. we'll see how well they'll gel together and see how well after their first year. I think I wouldn't give them the top seed in the Eastern Conference. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't win the Eastern Conference Finals and make it to the finals, because you have to give them a year to gel. There's still a team coming together. You can see similar to what happened with Miami in their first year, even though they made it to the finals. Still took a minute for them to gel together before they won the two championships. So I would say give them time. I think Kevin Love is really replacing how Bosch is going to be complement to how Bosch was, where he doesn't have to take all the shots. He can focus on the rebounding and the defense, and that's something that he can focus on there. His role is going to change, and that's something that he has to be able to accept. Real quick, also want to talk about the fact that Durant left Team USA. He's emotionally and physically drained. He says, I have no problem with that. To be honest, I really don't have any problem with players not wanting to play for Team USA. Of course, it is the country. You're praying for pride of your country. I understand that. But at the end of the day, it's up to the player to decide. And a lot of players may not feel as though that's something for them to do. In regards to summer, they may focus on what they need to do to improve the team themselves with the team that they're playing for. And I can understand both sides of that, but I really lean more towards the players. The players itself has to focus on themselves, and if they feel as though that it's really their choice whether or not they want to play for Team USA or not play for Team USA. Don't think that we should put any pressure on them. It's whatever decision that they want to make. Of course, the NBA would love to see it because of their stars, because of the NBA stars there, and how it would generate more income for them somewhere down the road. But it's really not about them. It's really about the players as a whole, and we should keep it as full as if the players make the decision, whatever the decision that they make, we should stick by it. Getting back to Team USA, the Paul George injury is that's something that you don't wish upon anybody, but it shows that's an eye-opening experience for both the players and the teams as well as the owners, because you have to put something in place of a middle to complement so that if injuries does happen, there's a fallback where they don't have to worry, because now the Indiana Pacers is now fitting the bill for and are reaping not reaping the benefits, but now they're in turmoil because of the fact that they lost a player not during basketball season. Basically, they lost them to playing Team USA, but there's they don't get really nothing out of it but a disabled player exception, which really doesn't really fit for them, because you're losing a star player, if not the star on the team now that Lance Stevenson is gone. So it's really a work in progress. I really hope that they come to some resolution where both players can benefit from playing Team USA and don't have to worry about if something happens, they don't have to worry about the bill as far as the medical expenses. Some type of insurance would be easier for them, so that they feel more comfortable of playing for Team USA without having to worry about different issues, financial issues, if anything was to happen. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I'm not going to speak long about it. You can get into more details a little bit later. You can catch me out on my podcast and you can catch me on my Twitter feed. I am ALQUARLES. You can check out this on YouTube. You can start to subscribe if you really like the Hangouts. Please subscribe. Send in questions and answers. We really would appreciate all the feedback that I'm getting. You can also check me out again on Twitter as well. The podcast will be available on iTunes coming on later during the week. So if you have any questions in regards to NBA or any other sports, the NFL, Major League Baseball, we'll get more into that. Please feel free to hit me up. Quick note, the NBA Hall of Fame inductees is coming on Friday, I believe. Congratulations to some of the Hall of Famers that are out there, all the Hall of Fame nominees. Basically, we'll talk more into that. Going to continue part 2 of this podcast and this hangout later on, probably tomorrow, if not the weekend, when I'll bring in the rest of the panel and we'll talk more about the other sports that's, all the sports that's going on, all the sports news that's going on around the world today. So again, you can catch me out. Again, I am Al Qualls on Twitter. You can catch me on my Hangouts as well. This is Al Qualls, host of Guys Talking Sports, and I'll catch you on the rebound. Later.